because every university in India, they follow a different grade system. So how do they know that they are eligible for GKS or not? Or they can apply for GKS or not? Let me ask this question to Adharshi first. Yeah, can you explain the eligibility part?
Sure. For the eligibility, as far as I know, in the guideline sections, there is a separate dedicated page that shows us a table where they have different scales mentioned. So if your university gives you on a scale of 10 or maybe on a scale of 4, so you can just
Mhm.
check it out. But for me, the very easiest way to know if I'm eligible or not was the 100 scale, like the percentage we usually get in India.
Right, in
So
universities. Mhm.
I just converted my grades into percentage, and it was really easy for me. If I'm above 80%, my overall
Or not.
percentage, so I was eligible for that. So even if you are like 81 or 80 point something, then you are eligible for it. You just need to
Mhm.
have something above 80, and
Mhm.
it's completely fine to feel nervous if you are really close to 80, towards close to 80, but you just need to pass the eligibility because that is what you have already done.
Mhm.
The scores itself are not the only thing that you're going to submit. So you just need to see it as an eligibility, and you can cover with the rest of the things, extracurriculars and also. So the eligibility part is very easy to go to. You can have the online converters to convert your grade. You can ask your university, and all of it is explained in very detail in the guidelines in a separate section. So it's pretty easy to like look about it.
Okay, thank you. Anything you would like to add, Pooja, about the eligibility?
Yeah, I would agree with Aadhar that grade you just need for eligibility because I myself, my university gave a grade on like 7 scale, so I need to
Mhm.
convert, and my grade was just 2.68. So just
Mhm.
one below the others, but I still made it in my first attempt. So yes, you need to set on the eligibility. Don't worry on the
Mhm.
grade, I would say.
So basically, what you were saying is, because many people have this confusion that only the people who have like 90 plus or 95 plus get selected. There is nothing like that. If you make it like 80%, you are eligible, and then other things are seen like
Other
your.
things matters. How do you write your personal statement, your study
Mhm.
plan? That matters a lot.
So if someone has a 95% score, but like his overall profile is very weak,
Yeah,
then
there is a
the
possibility that he could get rejected. It's not
mm,
just the one criteria, it's the overall application.
people, when they check the eligibility, and if they find that, oh, I am like I missed this by 1% or 2%, I have 78, 79, they get disheartened, and they ask us sometimes, like we get this, like, can we not apply? Is it not really possible? Yeah, I just have 1% less. What do we suggest them? Like if someone has like less than 80, less slightly, like can they still apply? Does it matter? I usually tell them, if you really want to say, there is no one like is forcibly stopping you for apply. You can see, you can check. You have nothing to lose. You will maybe lose some money for attestation and all these things, but you can try if you want. What is your experience? Like you must have met other GKs. Like is there a possibility that such people can get selected if they have slightly less?
Still, I would agree with you that just give it a try. You never know
Yeah,
what's gonna happen. Even if it's
exactly.
like few pointers less, don't let yourself down. I would say just apply. If it would have been me, I would have applied and just focused on my personal statement and study plan and whatever is there that some universities prefer. I mean, grade is an eligibility criteria, but it other things also matters. So you never know what may come out.
Exactly. So,
Mm.
so yeah, because I personally know one or two people who didn't have 80%. It was long, but I would say not recent, like more than 5 years back, they got selected. So there must have been something very, very strong in their profile. They decided to apply, and they got selected. So I would say, yeah, you can give it a try if you want. But yeah, technically, if you're not eligible, you know, you can't blame them if you're not selected, all right? Another thing about eligibility is like even if you don't have 80%, but if you fulfill the criteria of being top 20% in your class, right, that is also going to work. So, Ayushi, would you like highlight that point? Like, how do we prove that we are in the top 20% of our class?
Sure, sir. So, like, even if you don't have the 80% or any of the eligible scale grading,
Hmm.
then if you are like among the top 20 in your class, then you
Hmm.
can show that and you will be eligible. In my case also, it was the same. Like, you just have to get a certificate from your university or your school that you were among the
Hmm.
top 20 students in your class. So you can submit that certificate, and there is nothing to worry about. You will be eligible. And as Pooja and Adhar already said that it's just for eligibility, and other than that, they say a lot of things. So in my case
Hmm.
also, like, because my university follows different grading scale, it was like
Okay.
not normal percentage. It was weighted average percent, which is
Hmm.
like not just the normal percent. So because of that, I had 79.8%
Okay.
out of 100. But because I was the class topper and the gold medalist, so I had a rank certificate. So I submitted that, and along with that, my university didn't agree to like give me a certificate proving my grade conversion. I did converted my grades from Scholaro, but they didn't approve it because they are not aware about the grading scales followed by the Korean universities. So
Hmm.
what I did was I converted my grades, wrote a self-declaration letter that I have converted my grades from Scholaro,
Hmm.
and if you have any like confusion or doubt, you can cross-check my grades through my
Hmm.
transcripts. But because of
Hmm.
such reason, my university cannot approve these grades. So I think
Hmm.
that also worked in my case. So if people are doubtful about it, you can give it a try. And also, I submitted my rank certificate, so I was already eligible. Thank you.
That's a very useful information because like in India, you know how the system works. So sometimes like they won't even agree to like just give you a sign signature. It doesn't take anything, but people are just rigid sometimes. So many students complain that their university, some universities have hundreds of students, in a batch, and they are the clerical people in the office. They're like, how do we know if you are in 20%? We don't have the time to check the grades of 100 and 200 students. We are not interested in giving any. In that case, like, how do we prove it? So you said that you just converted the, and regarding grades also, like, we get this complaint a lot that my university is saying that we will not sign on any conversion, or we will not give you the converted grades or anything. This is the only thing that we are going to give you. In that case, you are saying that you just added a self declaration with the Scholaro conversion document, right? That this is the conversion. There was
No,
no
no,
sign or anything from the university on that, and still it got accepted.
no, no. I just yeah,
Oh, that's
because I
that's
had
great.
rank certificate as well. I was the
But you had
topper
a
of
rank
the
set.
class, so I was
But
yeah,
rank proves that you are in the top 20%, right? But it does regarding grade
yeah,
conversion, like this is the correct grade or not. Your self declaration worked, right? You are saying, because many
yeah. I
students
think it
are not
worked.
able to apply just because they're not able to get this grade conversion signature, or okay. So yeah, so the top 20% later you will need, obviously, because without that, like, either your grade should show that you have 80% or above, or you should get to a top 20% later from the university, showing that you are in the top 20% in your batch. So yeah, even if you don't have any of these, again, if you want to try your luck, there is no harm. You can apply. Okay. Let's come to the documentation part. Now, in the documentation, let's first, every year there is some change. Uh, Many people are confused about if they are expected to graduate this year, can they apply for this or not? Any of you can answer. Like, I shouldn't have to, call your name. Uh, can expected to be graduate student apply this year or not? This year we don't know, but last year how was the scene?
I'm not particularly aware about this case because after I graduated and got my degree, that's
Hmm.
how I applied the next year. But
Hmm.
from some of the fellow scholars I know,
Hmm.
there was a bit of timeline. Like you can still apply, but if you get your graduate degree up until
Hmm.
July, I guess, then you
Hmm.
have to submit it anyway. You cannot leave
Hmm.
that part. You
Hmm.
can submit um, a document saying that you are expected to graduate in a particular time, and you will get that document from the university. Just apply to the scholarship through that, and when the time comes, submit the original degree as well. So it works, but it is very time bound. If that timeline works for you, then you can go ahead. But without the degree, and if it is going to come after the application closes, I think it's going to be difficult. You cannot go that way. That's how much I know. The other scholars can add to this.
Is it anything you want to add, Pooja and Ayushi?
No, I think for me, I'm like, as he said, Ala said, like, yes, there is certain timeline to it. That's all I know because I
So
did
as no,
yeah.
thank you. So as far as I know, um, I think 1 year back or 2 years back, they had clearly mentioned in the rules that we don't want any expected to graduate. You should have the certificate right now in your hand. Only then you can apply. They made it very, very clear. But then again, they changed that. Okay, if you can submit by July this date, that is fine. So you will have to see what is the rule this year. That will be mentioned very, very clearly in the guidelines. Okay, so but yeah, it's 100% sure that you need to have your certificate by July before you enter Korea. Otherwise, even if you are selected, they will not let you in. So if you are sure that you will get your certificate by July at least, or by August, I don't know, the date will be mentioned in the document, then probably you can apply. Otherwise, no. And one more thing I want to add here about provisional certificate. Many students, many universities in India, after you graduate, they give you just a provisional certificate. They give you the original certificate after sometimes 1 year, sometimes 2 years. We have random rule about that. So in that case, I want to add here that that provisional certificate is basically your certificate. So you can apply with that. In India, we call it provisional, but it's not provisional. It's just if it is saying that you have graduated on this date, that means it's a certificate. If it is saying that you are expected to graduate, then it's not going to work. But if it says clearly that you have graduated on this date and this is the certificate that we are issuing temporarily, we will issue a more fancy certificate after 2 years. It doesn't matter. You can submit it. So what is the name of that certificate doesn't matter. What it is saying is what matters. So even if you have a provisional certificate which mentions the date of graduations in past, it will work. So you can apply with that.